Beaver Bucks used 4 different budgeting apps for 3 years and saved $1,200 total. Then he deleted every one of them, bought a notebook for $4, and saved more in the next 90 days than he did in those 3 years combined. The reason it worked has nothing to do with discipline. Here's a number that should bother you. The average American saves around 4% of their income. The average Japanese working household saves somewhere between 20% and 30%, depending on which year you check. Same planet, wildly different outcomes. And the tool that explains most of the gap costs about $4 at Target and was invented in 1904 by a woman who probably never used the word fintech. Before you blame Japanese salaries, don't. Median household income in Japan is lower than in the US. They live in smaller apartments. They are not grinding through some monk mode deprivation routine. Japan has more vending machines per person than any country on earth. They are not suffering. They just stumbled into a sequence that works with human psychology instead of against it. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let me show you exactly how your money disappears. Picture someone earning $65,000 a year. After tax, take home is roughly $4,300 a month. Rent eats $1,500. Car costs $500. Groceries, utilities, phone, gas, call it another $900. That leaves $1,400 a month that should, in theory, turn into savings. It doesn't, because the sequence is wrong. The money hits checking, bills get paid. Then for the next 3 weeks, $1,400 leaks $47 on takeout, because work was brutal. $89 on Amazon because the algorithm knew $14.99 a month on a streaming subscription you forgot you signed up for in 2023. By month end, the leftover is maybe $200. Your app logs all of it and shows you a colorful pie chart of regret. You did not save $1,400, you saved $200. Multiply across a year and you're down roughly $14,400 in money that should have been yours. The budget worked perfectly in theory and nowhere else. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact 3-part sequence that flips this, and the reason it works has more to do with your brain than your bank account. Here's where it gets interesting. Step 1, flip the sequence. The Western default is earn, spend, save what's left. The Japanese default is earn, save, spend what's left. That word order is the entire game. If 15% of every paycheck moves into a separate account the day it lands before you see it, before it feels like yours, your lifestyle adjusts to the remaining 85% inside of 2 months. Your brain has no idea anything's missing. Now, before you decide to start hoarding cash like a Japanese household, don't. Japan can sit on more than half their wealth in cash because their inflation has been near zero for 30 years. In the US, money sitting in a regular checking account loses about 3% of its value every year. The lesson from Japan is not hold cash. The lesson is the sequence. Where the saved money goes is a separate question, and the answer is not your checking account. Here's the move. Open a high-yield savings account at Ally, Marcus, or Wealthfront. Set up an automatic transfer of 15% of your paycheck the day your direct deposit lands. Build that account up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. That's your emergency fund. Anything beyond that does not belong in a savings account. It belongs invested. We'll get there in step 2. That one move saves the person, in our example, almost $8,000 a year by itself. And it requires zero willpower, because willpower is not involved. Quick note before we keep going. If this is the first video that's ever explained why your budgeting app keeps failing you, hit subscribe. The rest of this channel is Beaver Bucks tearing apart every piece of money advice that sounds right and doesn't actually work. The next one is gonna sting a little. Quick heads up before we get into the how. Beaver Bucks is here to make money, ideas easier to understand, not to be your financial advisor. Everything coming up is educational, not personalized advice. Your situation is your own for the big moves. Do your own research or talk to a licensed professional. Step 2. Open a real retirement account, not just a savings account. If your job offers a 401k match, contribute at least up to the match. That's free money, usually 3% to 6% of your salary that your employer hands you for showing up. Skipping the match is mathematically the worst financial decision available to you. After the match, open a Roth IRA at Fidelity or Schwab. It takes about 8 minutes. In 2026, you can put in up to $7,000 a year and it grows completely tax-free for the rest of your life. Inside that Roth, put it into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund and don't touch it. In the UK, this concept lives inside an ISA. Canada, a TFSA. Australia, your super covers part of this. Different countries, same principle. Legally shelter your money from future tax. That's where the leftover savings go after your emergency fund is full. Not in cash, not in checking, working for you. Now, the part nobody talks about, and this is where a notebook from 1904 outperforms every app in the App Store. Sequence and accounts only matter if you actually know where your money is going. Your app does not do this. Your app records what you did. It does not change what you do next. There is a difference. And before you say this is just YNAB, it isn't. YNAB tells you where every dollar should go. Kakeibo asks you times Y, times every dollar went there. The first is a math problem. The second is a feedback loop with your own brain. One produces a spreadsheet, the other produces a behavior change. Enter Kakeibo, invented in 1904 by a journalist named Hani Motoko. The system is embarrassingly simple. At the start of the month, you write down 4 numbers: how much you have, how much you want to save, how much you spend on fixed costs, and how you can improve. Every purchase for the next 30 days gets written by hand into one of 4 categories: needs, rent, food, transit. Wants: restaurants, alcohol, clothes you don't need, culture books, classes, anything that grows you, unexpected car repairs, medical co-pays, the birthday gift you forgot about. At month end, you sit down and reflect on paper. That sounds boring. Here's why it works, and this is backed by actual brain science. In 2024, researchers at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology hooked people up to brain scanners and compared what happens when you write by hand versus type on a keyboard. The difference wasn't subtle. Handwriting lights up huge networks of the brain associated with memory and learning. Typing barely registers. Your brain treats handwriting as a meaningful act and typing as glorified copy-paste. When you physically write "spent $43 on Uber Eats Tuesday," was stressed, didn't want to cook, your brain processes that purchase in a way that scrolling a bar chart never will. Your app shows you what you did. The notebook makes you feel what you did. And feelings are what change behavior, not data. If your jaw just dropped slightly at the brain science part, do Beaver Bucks a favor and subscribe. You'll want it in your feed. Here's the mistake most people make. They hear about Kakeibo and think it's a budget. It's not a budget. It's a feedback loop. The month-end question is not, did you hit your number? The month-end question is, what brought you actual satisfaction? What did you regret? And what's one thing you'll change next month? It's a therapy session for your spending, and it works on people who have failed at every budget they've ever tried. Now look at what your app is asking you. Nothing. It's just generating notifications you dismiss. Here's the honest summary. Japan didn't build a saving culture because Japanese people have more discipline than you. They built it because the cultural defaults are different. The right choice was made slightly easier. The wrong choice was made slightly harder. You can't change your country's defaults, but you can absolutely change your own. And here's the part most finance videos skip. The thing you're actually buying with all this is not money, it's time. Time is the one asset you cannot buy back. Every dollar you save in your 20S and 30S is a dollar that buys you years of freedom in your 50S and 60S years, where you get to decide what your days look like instead of trading them for a paycheck. The notebook isn't really about saving $14,000 a year. It's about owning the next 30 years of your life. Tonight, do exactly 3 things. Open a high-yield savings account at Ally or Marcus and set up an automatic transfer of 15% of your next paycheck. Pick the date your direct deposit lands. Open a Roth IRA at Fidelity if you don't have one. Then walk to wherever notebooks live in your house, grab one, and for the next 30 days, write down every single purchase by hand. Just 30 days. That's it. If you're already saving 30% or more, you don't need this video. Send it to someone who isn't. They'll either thank you in 6 months or pretend they never watched it. Your app has had 3 years to change your life. It didn't. Give the notebook 30.